Just last week, SpaceX posted pictures of 39 of its new Raptor engines that will be used to take a Starship all the way to orbit. If everything goes according to plan, the Starship will be flying into orbit this summer, so YouTuber Everyday Astronaut posted a video where Elon Musk himself explains the new Raptor engines. Sit back and relax, and we'll tell you all about how the SpaceX Raptor engine works. First, let's look at SpaceX's official press release about the Raptor engine. SpaceX released new photos of the installation of the Raptor engines in their Starship prototype. The engines are designed for a new Starship model called Ship 24 and will be fitted on a new kind of super heavy booster called Booster 7. These prototypes could be the ones making the company's very first orbital launch attempt this year. So far, things seem to be working as intended, but obviously, we can't ever be 100% sure, especially with something as complicated and prone to error as launching rockets. The Ship 24 has 6 Raptor engines on its own, and then 33 more inside Booster 7 for a total of 39. The addition of the 33 Raptor engines makes Booster 7 the single most powerful rocket booster ever made. Taking to its official Twitter account, SpaceX shared stunning pictures of the new prototypes. The pictures show that the 33 engines on the booster and the 6 on the S-24 have all been installed, along with some of the heat protection capabilities of the Starship. That can be seen most clearly when you compare the S-24 with the S-20, the other SpaceX Starship to have 6 Raptor engines. One thing you notice right away is that S-24 has metal framework that extends over the breadth of the Starship's tail. This probably serves to provide the more sensitive components of the ship with added insulation against heat. It's a welcome addition because of the extreme thermal conditions these components are subjected to during testing and hopefully flight. Shifting our attention to Booster 7, the super heavy prototype has already gone through its rigorous process of testing, including a thrust simulation test with the Raptors. Since the booster's third time returning to the pad, things like static fire testing have been paused. This is probably because the thermal protection in the tail isn't complete yet, and SpaceX probably wants to do a wet dress rehearsal first. S-24 has also undergone tests like cryoproofs and thrust simulation, after which it was sent back to the assembly bay, where further work has been going on. Next up, Elon Musk himself explains the Raptor engine. In a video interview with YouTuber Everyday Astronaut, Musk went into detail about the new version of the Raptor engine. The video shows Musk inside the SpaceX factory as he goes over the nuts and bolts of the manufacturing process of the Raptor engine and the setbacks they've faced along the way. Right now, they're done with the design of the engines, which is why they've started fitting and testing them on the S-24 and B-7. The only thing left now is for all the tests to be passed successfully by the new engines so that SpaceX's planned orbital launch can take place according to schedule. Musk talked about this new Raptor 2 design and said they're expecting a 99% efficiency rate from it, which even according to him is insane. He explained the choice of keeping the outer chamber for the engine small, which he said is because it contains a bunch of injector elements inside it. What's more, 90% of the gas mixture is pre-mixed when it's pushed into the main chamber, with the outer chamber only being responsible for mixing the remaining 10%. Speaking on any setbacks or issues the team was facing, he explained that at the moment they were having a problem with Booster 7. The plan right now is to do further testing to figure out more details and then proceed with fixing it. Finally, Elon also spoke about the differences between this new Raptor design and the original Raptor 1. According to him, the original Raptor managed a thrust of around 180 to 185 tons at 250 bars, which was already very impressive compared to competitors. But the all-new Raptor 2 beats that by a landslide, clocking in at 230 tons thrust at 300 bars. Elon again says, "This is insane. If the tests all go well and the orbital launch is successful, SpaceX will be back on track to contract flights for NASA astronauts this decade in preparation for its goal of ultimately going to Mars." Finally, he further elaborated on Twitter on how it compares with the old Raptor. The same YouTuber, Everyday Astronaut, also posted 3D models of the old and new Raptor designs on Twitter, side by side for easier comparison. The tweet said that the new engine has a significantly smaller mass than the old one, at 1,600 kilos instead of 2,000. Such a drastic difference in mass will massively improve the engine's performance because when trying to achieve escape velocity, every bit of added weight is a handicap. Still, people on Twitter were skeptical to believe this suggestion of such a significant improvement because while Everyday Astronaut has done interviews with Musk in the past, the channel still isn't an official SpaceX or Musk-affiliated source. Right on cue, Elon Musk then responded to the tweet. He said that yes, the mass is indeed 1,600 kilograms, which is a 20% reduction. He also further further elaborated that because of this 20% reduction in mass, the Raptor 2 enjoys a 20% increase in thrust. But Musk said the main priority in developing the Raptor 2 wasn't more power or less weight, but to refine the engine enough to make it more reliable and, most importantly, more cost-effective. Only then will Musk be able to achieve his vision of making humanity a multi-planetary species. In the slightly shorter term, though, Musk aims to replace the current SpaceX rockets with Starship completely. In other related news, first, SpaceX launches 46 new Starlink satellites. On July 10th, SpaceX successfully launched 46 of its Starlink satellites before landing the rocket at sea. They were carried on a two-stage Falcon 9 rocket, launching from the Vandenberg Space Force Base in California at 6:39 p.m. local time, just 8.5 minutes after lifting off. The first stage of the Falcon 9 landed successfully on Of Course I Still Love You, the SpaceX drone ship stationed in the Pacific Ocean. For this specific Falcon 9 stage, it was the sixth takeoff and landing. The payload also included the Earth observation satellite Sentinel-6 and a NASA asteroid redirection test mission. For SpaceX, though, this was the 29th launch this year and the 17th for Starlink itself. To date, SpaceX has launched almost 3,000 Starlink satellites, with approval to launch 12,000. The company also recently applied for permission to launch another 30,000 satellites on top of that. Next up, SpaceX's Booster 7 briefly catches fire during a test. On Monday, a massive fireball enveloped the base of SpaceX's new Booster 7 prototype. The blaze erupted during a test at the Starbase facility in preparation for SpaceX's new generation space transportation system, Starship. Elon Musk took to Twitter after the incident. He confirmed that the fire was unintentional and that right now the team was assessing the damage. According to Musk, the blaze happened when an engine spin start test didn't go as planned and resulted in the huge fireball we saw. SpaceX has already successfully launched several upper stage prototypes on missions, but the upcoming Ship 24 launch will be the first time a Super Heavy rocket is launched. The Super Heavy and Starship are being developed to take human cargo, and NASA has already selected the transportation system for its upcoming Artemis missions. And finally, Elon Musk withdrew his $44 billion bid to buy Twitter. After weeks of speculation about the status of the deal, Elon Musk has decided to withdraw his bid to buy Twitter. His lawyers wrote that the deal was being terminated because Twitter had breached multiple terms of the agreement, and that the agreement was made based on misleading representations, which Musk relied on when he first signed it. Elon had reached an agreement to buy the social media giant for $44 billion on April 25th, where he would be paying the company $54.2 per share. But then, he and his attorneys accused the company of concealing information about how many spam or bot accounts there were on the platform. For Elon, this information is a crucial component to the financial performance and business of Twitter, and he won't complete the deal without it. Now, to exit the agreement, Musk has to prove that the company is in breach of the agreement or pay the $1 billion breakup fee. On the other hand, Twitter has stated it intends to sue Musk to complete the merger and that it was confident that it would win. Brett Taylor, the board chair at Twitter, wrote in a tweet that the company was committed to closing the deal on the terms and price agreed upon with Elon, and it intends to pursue legal action to achieve this goal. And that's a wrap for this video. Are you hyped about SpaceX's new Raptor engine? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.